Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Sunday, April 9th, 2017. Earlier today, the 81st edition of the Masters Golf Tournament concluded. Sergio Garcia, at age 37, won his first Masters, his first green jacket, his first major win in 74 attempts. His win comes on the birthday of Seve Ballesteros, who was the first Spaniard to win the Masters in 1980, the same year Sergio was born. What I'm going to show you by the end of this video is how Sergio's win today was not earned, it was scripted, it was planned, it was predetermined, it was a ritual, in part as a tribute to the two Spaniards who won before him, which we'll cover. His win today has everything to do with the first Masters win of Seve, as well as Jose Maria Oazabal. Seve won it 37 years ago for the first time. Jose won it 23 years ago, 1994. We'll get to why 37 and 23 are so significant in regards to Spain. There's a whole lot that's interesting here. In case you're new, I want to begin right here with the first ever Masters tournament. That was played March 22nd, 1934, the start date of the tournament. It was known as the Augusta National Invitational. In the language of gematria, Augusta National Invitational sums to 322, kind of like 3/22 for March 22nd. The tournament is now known as the Masters. Using reverse ordinal gematria, Masters Tournament also sums to 223. Just like 22/3, the way the majority of the world writes the date, March 22nd. I only got to catch a few minutes of the Masters tournament. I turned it on for a little bit Friday. I had it on for maybe 10 minutes, just in a small break I had. And in that tiny little window, they were sure to flash this stat about how currently at this point in the tournament, the field was 223 over par. 223, just like what Masters tournament equals, just like the original start date of the tournament once upon a time in history, the year Horton Smith won the tournament. What has always controlled the world of professional sports, from golf to baseball to basketball to football to hockey to soccer, is Freemasonry. Freemasonry, the powerful secret society. Freemasonry has controlled the world of professional sports for more than a century. Here in the United States of America, they've created so many of our sports. American baseball, American football, American basketball. Anyhow, these numbers 322 and 223 are very important to Freemasonry. The word Masonic equals 223. The number 223 has a lot to do with their symbol, the square and the compass. If you know the Freemason symbol, it is a compass, like you used in geometry to make circles. The compass is set at 47 degrees in their symbol. The square that's beneath the G is a right angle, 90 degrees. There's 137 degrees of measurement. 137, very special number, one I often talk about on this channel. 137 is the 33rd prime. Freemasonry very much centered on 33. Anyway, if you subtract 137 from the degrees of a circle, 360 minus 137, you get 223. And the Freemasons are builders. They work by the numbers. It has everything to do with measurement. It's just to know that these numbers aren't arbitrary. 223. I'm talking about these numbers again and again in the world of professional sports and more. We just saw in the NBA Russell Westbrook tie Oscar Robertson's record 223 days from his birthday, when Oklahoma City Thunder happens to sum to 223, the only team in the NBA with a name summing to 223. We just saw Tony Romo, the Dallas quarterback, retire 223 days after his supposed injury, and his full birth name, 223. Special number used ritualistically by Freemasonry again and again. This first tournament was won by Horton Smith. We're going to talk more about Horton Smith, but he won the first tournament 58 days from his birthday, Freemasonry equals 58, secret society 58, annuit coeptus, special numbers. So anyhow, also with regards to 58 and golf, think about Jack Nicklaus, who won his first Masters in 58. Special numbers that come up again and again and again, and it all comes back to Freemasonry. You know, just recently, one of the younger stars of the sport won the Masters, 2015, Jordan Alexander Spieth, 223, coded into his name. No coincidence. I thought Phil Mickelson might have a chance this year because he's turning 47. I didn't do really any homework. It was just, you know, an initial thought I had because the numbers 47, 74, they're also used again and again in these rituals. Look at this. Sergio Garcia, this was his 74th career start in a major. The first time he got a win. 74, one of these very special numbers to Freemasonry as well. Masonic equals 74. Another number, part of the Freemasonic rituals, is 115. Sergio Garcia's full birth name equals 115. So does Masonic. Now don't get the idea that everything connects to Masonic. Just the numbers we're talking about. There's a couple more, but it's not every number. It's just some numbers. And these certain numbers get used again and again and again. You know? So anyhow, Sergio's 37 years old. 37 years old. It's been 37 years since a Spaniard first won the Masters. 1980, the year of his birth. The name Sergio in Gematria sums to 37, so does Spaniard. They're making a big deal about him being the third Spaniard. By the way, 2017 has an independent year numerology where you add 20 plus 17 equals 37. Then you could take it a step further. 3 plus 7 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. But anyway, 37 is the number. Here we are 37 years later. Now from Sergio's birthday to today, which is Seve's birthday. Seve was born April 9th, 1957. He would turn 60 today. From Sergio's birthday, January 9th, to today is 91 days. Think about how January 9th is written as 9/1 in most parts of the world. Seve Ballesteros in Gematria sums to 91. He wins 91 days from his own birthday on what would have been Seve's birthday, winning 37 years after Seve did, who won the year Sergio was born. Seve won in 80 and 83. Date of birth, April 9th, 1957. So when I showed this here from January 9th to today, this is the full span of days. Another way to say this is from January 9th to April 9th is 90 days later. If you count January 9th, it's a span of 91 days. If you say from January 9th to 90 days later, it's also today, April 9th. 90 is interesting because it's one of the only two numbers. The other one is 16. When you write out 16 and 90, they sum to 33. Sergio's brand, you know, the company that he shows off while he plays on the PGA is Titleist. They make golf balls, golf clubs, golf outfits, you know, bags to carry around. You know how it is, marketing in these sports games. Anyhow, Titleist has the Gematria of 33, and I learned today that Sergio's nickname is El Nino. El Nino equals 33. If you're new to my work, we're often showing how 33 and 74 are paired together ritualistically by the Freemasons. Freemasonry is what established the United States of America. Out of the 50 states, only the 33rd state sums to 74. That's Oregon, abbreviated OR, which also has a Gematria of 33. So only the 33rd state sums to 74. Here's Sergio, or El Nino 33, winning in his 74th major tournament. Something we're routinely talking about, the pairing of 33 and 74. With regards to it coming 90 days later, the course is Augusta. Augusta also has the Gematria of 90. Sergio was touted as one of the sport's younger stars for the last decade, and then he kind of became a disappointment. And then recently, the younger Jordan Spieth has come on the scene. It's interesting that both of these men, their full names also have the 119 gematria. All-seeing eye equals 119. Very special number. Golf Off and on CBS, the All-Seeing Eye Network. Sergio's golf name is also connecting perfectly to the town he's from. I find that interesting. Just in case you're wondering why this is on the screen, I documented that this year the tournament began on a date with 47 numerology, Sergio's 74th tournament. This is the Freemason compass and square. Their official graphic doesn't have this eye up here. But anyway, the compass is set at 47 degrees, and what the circle is typically called on theirs is the pole star. And the pole star represents the North Star. The Freemasons have something called the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. Pole star 47, foundation 47, the number 1. Think about how foundational 1 is, 47. Sergio gets his first and his 74th attempt, tournament starting on a date with 47 numerology. So here's Seve. He was born April 9th, 1957. First Spaniard to win the Masters. Notice he was born in 57 and died on May 7th. Born in 57, dead on May 7th. PGA equals 57, so does Seve. The first man to ever win the Masters was Horton Smith. With regards to Horton Smith in 57, I should mention that Scottish Rite equals 57, as in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Think about Scotland and golf. 57 is also our number that connects to champions. 57 seemingly always coded next to a champion in some riddle each year. We just saw the Patriots win the Super Bowl in their 57th season. We've seen so much of 57 recently. Last year when the Cavs won the finals, they won 57 games in the regular season. The college champion team, Villanova, it was their 57th tournament win, winning the championship. It just shows up again and again and again, 57 in sports. Horton Smith, Seve, PGA. This man, dead May 7th. And I'll show you what's so interesting about his premature death, blamed on cancer. Also, just know the word Masters has gematria 49 and 94. Here we are on April 9th, 4/9 or 9/4, depending on where you are. Be interesting to see how many years the Masters concluded on this date. You know, fitting date for it to end. When Seve won in 80, it was the 44th Masters tournament. The 44th. This year was the 81st. And notice he was 23 years old when he won it. 23. Masters has gematria of 23. So does Spain. Same method. Same method. 23-year-old Spaniard, the first to win the Masters from Spain. He won it 95 days after Sergio was born. Sergio born January 9th. Seve won it April 13th, 1980. Tournament went from the 10th to the 13th that year. 95 days later, and Masters sums to 95. How perfect. This is what I mean when I routinely say these athletes are born and bred to be. They're named accordingly. I think a lot of their births must be C-section to be born on these specific dates. But this is what I continue to say. The entire world of sports, this is what's going on. People that are born with a planned destiny to achieve. This example is so clear. Anyhow, this man winning the 44th tournament and then dying prematurely with cancer, he was diagnosed with his cancerous tumor on October 6th, 2008. He collapsed this day. He was taken to the hospital. This is what they found. He had a cancerous tumor on a date with 44 numerology. Just again, cancer, 44. Chemo, 44. Kill, 44. You know? We've heard people such as the former leader of, oh, what's wrong with me? The South American nation. What? What country was the leader of Hugo Chavez? Why can I not think? Oh, I seem like such an American right now. Well, everyone remembers who Hugo Chavez was. Just before his death, he came out and he said that the powers that shouldn't be had the ability to inject anyone with cancer that could not be fought against. And, you know, it just makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. We see how often these celebrities die prematurely. Is it possible that this man, this happened to him just because he was the winner of the 44th Masters? Was this the other side of the coin that comes with participating in these rigged tournaments, these rigged sports? It's hard to say, but I do find it fascinating, the story of him being diagnosed with cancer on a date with 44 numerology in light of being the winner of the 44th tournament, when we know that these tournaments, for some time, the last century, have been rigged by the numbers. So here's the other most recent Spanish winner, Jose Maria Oazabal. He won it first in 94, won it again in 99. We'll see if Sergio goes on to win 2. Show you what's interesting about the number 2, winning 2. 2 has the gematria 58, like Freemasonry. I also just caught that 2 equals 23. We were just talking about 23 in regards to Masters and Spain. Two Spaniards have won twice. Will Sergio also win twice? Anyhow, 2 has the gematria 58. Horton Smith won the first, 58 days from his birthday. Freemasonry 58. Secret Society 58. Special number to Freemasonry. Remember, Rosicrucian order, major influence on modern Freemasonry. Rosicrucian means Rose Cross. Freemasonry based in the history of Solomon's Temple. Special numbers. And also connecting to 2. 2 Spaniards have won 2 times. Now Sergio has won. Will Sergio win a second? Here's Jose Maria. I had to laugh noticing that he turned 51 on the date of Super Bowl 51. Remember, the head referee was number 51. Tom Brady won the game with his 51st, game-winning drive to close out a game in Super Bowl 51. If you missed my work on this past NFL season, go back and check it out. I showed why 25 was the number for the Super Bowl and why the Patriots should win. And then lo and behold, they had a record 25-point comeback. Sports, scripted, by the numbers, undeniable, And as I continue to say, it's been this way for a long time. March 22nd, 1934, this was going on. It's always going on. And when you got the gematria knowledge, it gives you those eyes to see. Now you know why the guys are suddenly pulling up the stat, letting you know that so far the field's 223 over for the day. Be funny to see how many times they've done that in Masters history. I'm sure it's a lot. So there it is, Truth Seeker. 3rd year in a row exposing how the Masters is scripted. And the last 2 years, I've gotten a lot of haters for it. Anyone down in the comments that's leaving messages that this is stupid or you can't rig golf, you're wrong. It's obvious you're wrong. So obvious. I don't even know why you're arguing. Probably because you didn't make it to this point in the video. But if you did make it to this point in the video and you think this is all coincidence, go back and watch what I've done since 2014. I've called more sports championships before they happen than you've seen any other person do in their entire lifetime. And you know what? I'm only getting started with this research. It gets better every year. I only have so much time, though, I didn't get a look at the Masters at all this year. But just seeing this, it only took so many minutes to put it all together. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.